Nikki is one of my students. Youngjin, Jinsun, Swani, Kickin here. And chapter 3 is a quite different, new one for us. So maybe it would be interesting for you to listen to his presentation. So let me invite Anglike, would you come up here and then make a presentation.
On the first day, I met Evelyn. There, and we had taken another class together before. And I asked her if she had a class, if she had a class before with Professor Shin. She said yes, and she said that he was very strict. He's a strict professor when correcting, but he's a professor from whom you learn a lot. And I think that's what matters. I have 2 years to study here, and I don't want just to get a degree. I want to learn something. So I heard very good things about him. Okay, Professor Shin? Remember that on grading.
Global English 1 is a mandatory basic course for all students. So I should have taken that when I was a freshman, but I didn't. I had some difficulties with registering my classes. I didn't know how to do, so we don't use this kind of system in our country. Okay, my name is Kerim. Kerim.
How long have you been here?
4 years. After having all classes in English during last 3 years, Global English 1 is like lots of fun for me. Aces. Professor Richard Lucchesi. I didn't know him before. I think he has a different style of doing classes. It's like more interaction between students and more talking. He talking himself and tries to make all the students talk.
He joined to GSB very recently. Well, actually, this semester maybe gave me a chance to meet him as a professor and as one of my students.
All the professors lived abroad, they studied abroad for a long time. And because they want to make that environment more internationalized. So it's good for the Koreans too, because if they want to study abroad, if they want to go for a PhD abroad, they're used to that environment. So I think they try to be more Western-like in classrooms.
I try to use many examples, case studies. For example, I do use lots of the cases of the girlfriend and boyfriend relations. By doing so, I have been very successful in attracting the attention from the students. I do not want to run the class just unilaterally, so to speak. I mean, they should be the participants in my lecture. well, I think it has been quite successful.
We also have an English class with Professor Morrison, which is Canadian. And her class is even more, based on participation, it's much more interactive. Every class, every single class, there's the group division, discussion, these kind of things. Every time she goes like, okay, now let's make groups of 3 and you're gonna discuss about this, and the Koreans go like, oh no, again. They don't like to discuss that much. They prefer if it's just the teacher speaking and then listening.
The name of the lesson is Expert Groups. First, students read silently. When they're done reading, they then begin to work together to help each other understand the article better. I, as the professor, will come around and assist with any questions they may have and help further explain some details they may have missed. Then students switch groups, and in their new group, they must explain their article. I always hear the argument that Korean students are too shy to speak English in class, and that's why I really like expert groups. This is one of those activities that helps students come out of their shell and be a little bit more outgoing, because this activity helps build language from reading to working together, and from working together to speaking English by yourself.